Have you ever heard a phrase so simple, yet so powerful, that it changes the way you think about love? A phrase that lives in your heart forever. For me, that phrase is, love means never having to say you're sorry. This line comes from one of the most beloved love stories of all time. Not a fairy tale, not a story of kings and queens, but the story of two ordinary, yet extraordinary young people, Oliver Barrett and Jennifer Cavallari. Their journey captured the hearts of millions across America, Britain, and the entire world. And even today, more than 50 years later, it continues to touch us deeply. Oliver, or Ollie, was a wealthy Harvard hockey player from a powerful Boston family. Jennifer, or Jenny, was a brilliant, witty music student from a simple Italian background. They were complete opposites in wealth, in class, in personality. And yet, when their paths crossed, sparks flew. Their first meeting wasn't love at first sight. It was an argument in the library. Jenny was studying, Ollie interrupted, and instead of being impressed by his confidence, she challenged him. That spark, not of magic, but of wit and courage, was the beginning of something unforgettable. Love, their story reminds us, doesn't always start with butterflies and perfection. Sometimes it begins with a challenge, with finding someone who sees past your status, someone who values your heart and your mind above everything else. But their love was tested quickly. Ollie's powerful father disapproved and cut him off completely. No support, no inheritance. At that moment, Ollie had to choose between family privilege and true love, and he chose Jenny. Together, they built a life from scratch, simple, hard, but full of love. They married in a modest ceremony with only Jenny's father there to bless them. Every struggle they faced together, and slowly their dreams began to take shape. Ollie became a lawyer. Jenny supported him with unshakable faith. Their wealth was not money, their wealth was love. But life can be cruel. Just when happiness seemed within reach, Jenny fell gravely ill. What began as a small sickness turned into a diagnosis that shattered their world. She was dying. Ollie, the strong, confident man, was helpless. He wanted to fight, to blame someone, to stop the unstoppable. But Jenny, with quiet courage, accepted her fate. Even in pain, she thought of Ollie's sorrow, not her own. She carried her strength until the very end. In one of the most heartbreaking moments, as Jenny lay in the hospital, Ollie whispered in tears, "I'm sorry." Sorry for the pain, sorry for the helplessness, sorry for what he could not change. And Jenny, with her last strength, looked at him with love deeper than words and said, "Love means never having to say you're sorry." These words have echoed through generations. They don't mean we should never apologize. No, they mean that in true love, in unconditional love, forgiveness is already there. Understanding is already there. You don't need to explain your weakness, your sadness, your humanity, because your love has already understood. And that is why this story still matters today. It reminds us that love is not about perfect endings. It's about the courage to choose each other despite the odds, about building a bond so strong that even tragedy cannot erase it. Oliver and Jenny's story teaches us to cherish the people we love, not because they will stay forever, but because the time we do share makes life worth living. True love is not measured in years, but in depth, in connection, in the way two souls become one. So the next time you hear those words, love means never having to say you're sorry, remember, it's not about skipping apologies. It's about a love so deep that no apology is ever needed.